Thank you all for being here to recognize the recipients of this year's Teaching Awards. Excellent teaching is a core commitment of our educational mission, and this is a faculty that takes that commitment very seriously. There are many wonderful teachers at this school, and it is an honor to celebrate their achievements. In choosing the recipients of the awards I will present today, I was aided by a committee of students, Laura Dulick, Casey Garosh, and Pat Thornberry. All three of these students are terrific institutional citizens and already very, very busy, but they graciously agreed to take on this additional assignment on behalf of the school. They reviewed the teaching evaluations of all of our faculty and consulted with other students in developing their recommendations, and I hope you will all join me in thanking them for their work. Let me begin with the award for the Adjunct Faculty Member of the Year. Several years ago, we began the tradition of honoring the lawyers and judges who serve the law school as adjunct faculty. These distinguished members of the bench and bar enrich the educational experiences of our students immeasurably by teaching courses that provide a bridge between law school and law practice. I am delighted to announce that our recipient this year is Judge Mark Kellums. Judge Kellums shares his expertise and experience as a judge on the Monroe County Circuit Court with students in our trial advocacy class. His students speak not only of Judge Kellums' wisdom and experience, but of the way in which he translates that wisdom and experience into successful instruction. They describe him as patient, level-headed, and personable. His classroom is always open for discussion, and they say that although he is willing to answer their questions, he would rather work with them to help them figure things out. His teaching style creates a comfortable, constructive environment for students while also challenging them and forcing them to think on their feet in front of their peers. This year marks Judge Kellums' 30th year as an adjunct faculty member at our school, which makes it a particular honor to celebrate his excellent teaching today. Judge Kellums,
Well, I must confess that when I started this in January of 1983, I never dreamed that 30 years later I'd still be here helping this along. But this has been a labor of love, and I see a number of my students in the audience, so I know that people are here who know how I try to teach this class and impart what wisdom I have. And I like the description because that would have been my goal, to be described in a way much like that. So I think that was a very appropriate for me, and I appreciate it. This has been a long-standing labor of love for me, and I appreciate the recognition, especially since it involved student assessments of my performance. Thank you, Dean Bensbaum.
I realize standing here that at some moment this elevator is going to open and a very surprised person is going to walk out.
Just give him an award.
The next awards will be given to the faculty members who have won Trustees Teaching Awards this year. In 1997, the trustees of Indiana University created these awards to recognize excellent and meritorious teaching, teaching that is demanding, effective, and creative. This year, we honor 3 faculty members. The first is Professor Amy Applegate. Professor Applegate teaches a course in domestic relations mediation. Students who complete that course become registered domestic relations mediators in Indiana and are then eligible to participate in Professor Applegate's Family and Children Mediation Clinic. In that program, students provide mediation services to clients in a variety of family law cases. The views of her students may be summed up by a recent comment that she is freaking awesome. She is described as knowledgeable and passionate about the material she teaches and deeply connected with her students. In addition, her students value tremendously the additional opportunity she provides by engaging them in the interdisciplinary research she conducts with faculty and graduate students from the psychology department. Professor Applegate is recognized as an effective, efficient, and engaging teacher, and I am very pleased to honor her with this Trustees Teaching Award.
I really don't have much to say. When Dean Bucksbaum came to my office the other day to tell me to come here, I thought perhaps I had done something wrong, and was surprised by the good news. But I wanted to thank the committee, thank you very much, and I wanted to thank my students, particularly who have made this career, this is my, I guess I call it my second career, after practice, like the most wonderful and engaging career, and I learn a lot from you all. And I hope I hope you learn as much from me. Thank you.
Now that was good timing. The second recipient of a Trustees Teaching Award this year is Professor Jay Krishnan. I will quote the student committee here in saying that based on his masterful instruction of property law, immigration law, and comparative legal systems, his dedication to expanding Mauer's global presence, and his commitment to enriching law students' lives, Professor Krishnan clearly merits the honor of this award. He is extremely accessible to students and is praised for fostering a very relaxed, engaging learning environment, both in class and out. Students note that his positive and energetic attitude toward the material he teaches makes it interesting, and that his enthusiasm is contagious. They also recognize his devotion to making the law school experience as challenging and interactive as possible. In sum, student consensus is that Professor Krishnan is one of the best professors ever. Jay, congratulations.
Well, I just want to say how grateful I am and how profoundly inspired I am by my students. As Amy, I think, rightly said, I tend to learn from them every day. I'm actually reminded of something a couple years back when I had just finished, I think, teaching the rule against perpetuities, and I thought it went pretty well, and I came home and was extremely excited, and told my son, you know, I had this great day in school, and he said, what exactly do you do? And I thought about it, and I said, well, you know, I'm a teacher, and you know, I teach students. And he was about 4 or 5, and he looked very curiously. He said, "Somebody made you a teacher," and and that's sort of you know, skepticism from him, and you know, humility that I felt at that moment, where I thought to myself, you know, I'm really lucky that my students aren't as cynical as he is. But I do want to say thank you, and I really appreciate it. I have a terrific set of colleagues for support, too. That really means a lot. Thanks.
The third Trustees Teaching Award this year goes to Professor Jeffrey Stake. Students agree that Professor Stake is an outstanding lecturer, enthusiastic, well-organized, and detailed. They appreciate his humor and his ability to make, I'm quoting here, even the driest material fascinating. Whether in wills and trusts or in property, his students noted the extra time he spends sharpening his craft and appreciated his use of technology, his well-designed lectures, and the ways in which he helps students connect previous lessons to whatever they are learning each day. Professor Stake sets high standards not only for himself but for his students. They note that he is a master of the material himself and goes the extra yard to assist them in mastering difficult and complex subject matter. Jeff, I'm happy to honor your excellent teaching with this award.
Thank you. Well, thank you. If I had known there was going to be cold calling, I would have prepared my homework. But this means a lot to me for a number of reasons, but one of them is that I think the students here are very interested in learning law, and that matters. And so if they weren't interested in that, maybe this wouldn't mean so much to me. They're also interested in learning about the law and how to think about the law. And so it's partly my faith in their criteria that they would apply that gives this so much meaning for me. Another reason it means a lot to me is that I have so many wonderful colleagues in the building also teaching, and so I know that they are masters of their material, and so it means something to be something good to be compared to them, and I know that they work very hard at their teaching, and that's in my experience unusual in a lot of academia and law schools as well. And so to be compared to people who really know their material really well and work hard to get it across to students means a lot to me. So thank you very much. I appreciate your...
We come now to the last teaching award for this year, the Leon Wallace Teaching Award. This award, which is named for the school's former dean, is the highest teaching honor given to faculty at the law school. It recognizes those who have achieved the very highest levels of excellence in teaching and allows us to celebrate the importance of teaching to all of us here at the school. I would like to begin by first thanking the family of Leon Wallace for making this award possible. Today, we're pleased to have with us Leon Wallace's daughter, Susan Hayes Volkel. And Susan, I extend to you and your family our deepest appreciation for establishing this award. From all of us, thank you very much. I am honored to present this year's Leon Wallace Teaching Award to Professor Leandra Letterman. The memo recommending Professor Letterman opens by stating that she epitomizes the type of professor for whom the Wallace Teaching Award was created. She is extremely knowledgeable in both the practical and theoretical aspects of tax law and is able to convey the complexities of that law in a clear and concise manner. Her students praise her patience and her diligence in the classroom, noting that she is approachable and kind to her students, creating a welcoming and effective learning environment. They value equally her contributions outside the classroom, stating that her availability to students and the respect she shows toward them is unmatched. The recommendations conclude by saying that it would be incredibly difficult to find a professor of equal skill and passion for tax law in any other law school. Leandra, in recognition of your consistently excellent teaching, I'm very pleased to present you with the Wallace Teaching Award.
Thank you so much, Hannah, and thank you to the committee. I can't tell you all how surprised and honored I was to receive this teaching award. This is a school of terrific teachers, as you know, and I feel so fortunate to be able to work in this environment that's so clearly dedicated to top-notch teaching and research, and I've learned so much in my time here. I really don't take for granted the opportunity to teach such great students. I value the opportunity to be their tour guide through the Internal Revenue Code and to learn from them how to help make the material clearer while they learn from me how to demystify federal tax law. So thank you again to Dean Bucksbaum and to the committee for honoring me with this award. I'm so pleased to be part of this incredible community and very grateful for this honor.
Thank you very much for joining us here today for this celebration, and please join me in just one more round of appreciation, not only for our award winners today, but for all of the wonderful teachers that we have on this law faculty.